g'day everyone and welcome back to the channel. Alright, we have a horrid day outside here today. It was hot this morning, it's thunderstorming now. Just a miserable day, so I figured I'd do something in the kitchen. Of course, with thunderstorms, I have Bob hanging around, basically being an ankle warmer. Big brave cattle dog that he is. So I figured I'd do up some bread, so let's get to it. So I'm using a mixer for this with a dough hook on it. It just makes it that little bit easier than trying to hand knead it. You can of course do it by hand, it's just a lot more work. We're going to start with 2 cups of flour, 3 tablespoons of skim milk powder, 1.5 tablespoons of sugar, 3 teaspoons of dried yeast, and 1 teaspoon of salt. To that, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of room temperature butter. If you're doing it by hand, melt the butter first. And 1 egg, and of course if you're doing it by hand, again, beat the egg first. The mixer's just going to incorporate it without me having to worry about doing that. Okay, so we'll just mix that part up. Next up, we're just going to add our water in. Probably about 3/4 of a cup. I'll just add about half a cup first. I like a reasonably wet dough. And at the same time as we're adding our water in, we're going to add in our flavorings. So we've got about half a cup of just chopped bacon, half a cup of a tasty cheese, American, something like that, and about 1/4 cup of what I've got here is leeks, because they're a little bit of finer flavor than using, say, an onion. If you use a salad onion, that's good, or a spring or bunching onion, something like that would be fantastic for it. Alright, that's coming together, but it's not pulling in all the flour, which means we need a bit more moisture. Even if it does come together, it's gonna end up a lot drier than I like it. So we'll go in with that extra 1/4 cup. Now that's ended up a bit too dry, probably because of the humidity in the air today with the storms. So what we'll do is we'll just add a couple of tablespoons of flour. You can see down in here why I like to mix it wet. You can see how it looks stringy. That's tearing at the grains of the gluten, so it's getting a really good knead that way. If I need to, if it doesn't come together completely, I'll add a bit more flour to it, but that stringiness is just what I'm looking for, because that's the gluten developing. Okay, as you can see at the end of the mixing time, it's all come together. Just using the dough scraper to make sure we get everything up out of the bowl. A little bit of flour on the bench. Okay, that had about 3 minutes underneath the mixer, which is about the equivalent to 10 minutes of hand mixing. So we should have a nice, soft, smooth dough now. Should give us a little bit of bounce, which it does. Once it's all brought together, we'll just bring it into a ball, like so. Grab a bowl, bit of spray in it. I also put a bit of spray on top of the bread. Okay, a bit of cling film over the top. I use a fairly large piece of cling film because I want to make sure to use that as well for when I make the bread up. Okay, and we just leave that to rest for about 20-30 minutes till it doubles in size, just in a warm place, which at my house today is everywhere. All right, folks, rain has been hammering down here, so this has over-risen. I wasn't able to film because of the amount of rain, so we need to knock some of the air out of it. Just fold it in a couple of times. Okay, there we go. Okay, bring it into a ball again. Next up, we're just going to cut into thirds. Okay, put to the side. Get our first one. Just fold it back in on itself. Back again. Okay, on our floured bench, just going to roll it out, starting from the center and working to the outside. I want to put a little bit more pressure on the ends just so they come a little bit thinner. And it doesn't want to work as well because it's over-risen. But we'll get through. So we just go through and do that same process with all three of those. And this one's working a lot better. Once we got them all done, we're having trouble with it in the middle. Okay, we just want to give the end a bit of a twist, bring them all together, and tuck that twist underneath. Okay, and then we just start plaiting it. Exactly the same as you'd plait hair. And this is a 3-strand, it's nice and easy. Okay, again, gives the end a twist, tuck underneath. Put it on our wine baking tray, and we will cover that up with our wrap. Just want to keep any airflow off at the top of the forming and skin. Now we'll give that another 20 minutes and hope this rain doesn't interrupt again, because if we overproof at this stage, it's a problem. Okay, so that has risen up beautifully. We're just going to use some milk as a browning agent. Just a quick coat of that. Now I'm going to put a topping on top of this. So what I'm going to do is put it in. It's probably going to need about 15 minutes, maybe 20, in a 200 Celsius, 390 Fahrenheit oven. But I'm going to put it in for the first 5 minutes, get that first bit of rising out of the way before I put a topping on. So we'll throw it in and then bring it out. It's probably had about 7 minutes of its bake time. So it's getting there, but it's not quite finished. And now we're going to put our topping on. And the topping I'm using probably about a 1/4 cup of bacon. I find with breads, if you put a heavy topping on at the start of the bake, it doesn't rise as well. Whereas bread's not going to bounce back down like a cake will. So you can pop it out part the way through. Once you've got that rise set, you can pop it out. And we've probably got about a third or half cup of cheese here. Now don't load up the top like I would a focaccia or something, because I want to show off the braid of the bread. All right, back into the oven, turn it around so the opposite side's facing the pan. Okay, there we go. As you can see, very hot at the moment. That cheese is like lava, so I'm going to let that cool down a bit, and then we'll go in for a taste test. It's cooled down as long as I'm going to let it, because quite frankly, I am starving. Now, you should never cut hot bread, but when I do the plait, it's for tear and share sort of bread. So there we go. Looking absolutely gorgeous. And tastes pretty good too. As you can see, nice texture in it. Absolutely beautiful. All right, thank you very much everyone for watching, and bye for now.